Welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to talk you through how you create your ABS bar soap recipe. With your ABS bar soap recipe, we have come to understand that you cannot make a hardened bar soap with potassium hydroxide. We also now know that potash is a potassium hydroxide. So the trick here is that you would have to make a recipe that contains both potash and caustic soda. This is the only true way you can make an ABS bar soap. So your recipe is down below. With regards to the oils that you can use to make this recipe, you are free to use any oil at all that you want. What you would have to do is you will create a recipe with whatever oil is local to you and is cheap and produces good lathering when you create a soap with it. Run your recipe through a soap calc. Once you have run your recipe through a soap calc, use the percentages that I have provided in creating your recipe. So you're going to need roughly anything between 18% to about 25%, or you can even go as high as 30% ABS base, and then the rest will be your water and your oils. With regards to oils, you can use just one oil or a combination of oils going up to 10 oils, 15 oils, 20 oils. It's entirely up to you. When you make your ABS bar soap, you can either cook in a crock pot or in a stainless steel saucepan. It doesn't matter so much. You can also aim to have a pitch black ABS bar soap, or you can aim to make a recipe that is caramel rather than pitch black. So this particular recipe is the caramel bar soap. I have not added any herbs to it. The difference between coming out caramel and coming out pitch black is adding herbs to your recipe. With regards to herbs, you're free to add any herb, again, that is local to you and is cheap. And it also has dermal properties, or has properties that is beneficial to the skin. So my first choice are always herbs like aloe vera, moringa, neem, and wherever in the world you are, feel free to pick whatever herb you know for sure has got benefits to the skin. So this recipe does not contain any herbs, so that is one reason why it's not going to be pitch black. When you want a pitch black ABS bar soap, look at the other video. I've got a little trick where I tend to fry the herbs in the oil to make the oil turn black before I add the ABS and water, the caustic solution and everything else. So always fry your oil with the herbs a little bit longer. When your oil turns black, then you can add everything else to it. Now, this particular recipe also does not contain salt. I intentionally left out the salt because I wanted you to see the difference between your bar soap with salt and bar soap without salt. So towards the end, I would press the soap so that you can have an idea. What you get with a bar soap that has salt added is you get extra hardness. When you take the salt out, it doesn't get so hard. When you add salt to your potash ABS recipe, you would get a hardened ABS base soap. It's not going to be as hardened as when you have both salt and caustic soda added. I'm just going to let you watch this without me talking so much, because I think it doesn't help very much also with me speaking and throwing so many information at you. All this information I'm going to provide at the bottom of the video, so you can read that, and between the video and the test, it should all make sense. I added the original water quantity for this recipe at the beginning. Whilst you're cooking, sometimes you can tell that your soap is not fully cooked. So when your soap, whilst you're cooking, you can add extra water to your recipe. The benefit of a hot process soap is that all the soap gets to evaporate eventually. So when you're adding more water, don't worry so much over the fact that it's exceeding the quantity of water that the recipe requires, because all this water is going to evaporate out of your soap with cooking. I keep adding more water because when there is water in the soap, it helps it to gel much quicker rather than when there is no water around the soap and you've just got the soap sitting in your crock pot. Alright guys, so this soap looks ready to me. You can always tell your soap looks ready by it looking translucent. Some people refer to this as Vaseline-like. So when it looks like a petroleum jelly or Vaseline, you know that your soap has gone through the gel phase and it can be scooped out into your mold. I like to scoop my soap into the mold when there is still a little bit of water because this allows me to have a clean, even surface. So once I scoop into the mold, I would flatten the top with the spatula and you can clean the top. When you have salt added to your recipe, you have to demold very quickly because the soap tends to harden within, if you're making large quantities, within hours. But with a small quantity like this, within about 30 minutes, I will demold and then cut so that it doesn't get too hard. Okay, so I'll see you in another video. As usual, if you've got any questions, feel free to leave them at the bottom of the video and I would happily answer your questions.